Nations endure not because they are spared trial, but because their people refuse to surrender to trial. Ghana has been tested before. We did not surrender. We will not surrender now. And so with gratitude for how far we have come and with the resolve for the work ahead, I say, Mr. Speaker, the state of our nation is resilient, the state of our nation is renewing, and our nation is firmly in the hands of its people. Our nation is on the brink of takeoff, and so, ladies and gentlemen, passengers, fasten your seatbelts.
Trust me, this is the most powerful message. So far, I'm also a president of Ghana. I delivered them Ghanaians. Talking about unity, togetherness, holding himself responsible and accountable, and also charging Ghanaians to do same and help Ghana. For what's in the same message, say ora ho, say wabama mua. Trust me, you'll be highly motivated. Messenger John Dramani Mahama Jatu Parliament. Abraham oil the State of the Nation address. Look, the man went to China and the message was clear and sweet. The man went to Singapore and he was received with applause. The man went to the United States of UN, United States of America, and the whole world clapped for him. The man went to Zambia, and today, Wednesday is Fugu or Batakari Day, and Zambians are now importing friends in Batakali and Fugu. Now, they be no yesenka. D4 be any monyam ewo ne krom. D4 be any wanka wani monyam wo ne krom. And even Jesus ba ni diemu. So ni diemu anye no. The way John Dramani Mahama Odru Ethiopia, this Ababa. Na Ghana for ne Ethiopia for wo ho. Kosia no jeno so. The way ko pie mo Zambia. Na obiaye eager so beso hu 1 year friend the African president. 1 year so the president celebrity. 1 na go say wo UN as obiaye bona baso on the internet. Ye be say hu papa no. Ye hu no we say Fugu no say na blouse be na wa she no. Ana Ghana for about together as one. That day the MPP, the NDC, obia she Fugu, obia ka Fugu hu asem. Ye hu say we asantini entini dia ye kente ana we yesni tini dia ye Fugu. Ye jitu mu say a national identity, a culture, a ata, a uniform, a proud of it as a country. Yes, selling that message no clear. Oh, Zambia. In Singapore, abrofo any before obia be share Mahama. Ebo musemano. Nigeria for ana John Dramani Mahama aso hene because almost the okoye our UN. What should I say indeed? Or the African shining star, or the global shining star. Now, enugranti, you for baby. But on that West Africa, out of the 16 countries, there's no president that can lead and charge African Union agenda than John Dramani Mahama. Now he is the vice chairman, and at the same time, they say by 2027, obey the chairman of African Union. He is the only one at the entire African leaders. Aswa omukukuno mkeka. Ediaman say, "Imach omuko premu our UN. On country almost say we are demanding for reparation. We are demanding for them to pay what they have owned us for that long. And again, they should accept and admit, say, that transatlantic athletic slave trade now, of course, no, is the biggest crime ever. I see, I was so. Now, and that message now not in my Ghanaians, no. Trust me, if indeed, we will play our part. Now, the politicians will play their part. Ghana will be a better place. Towards in that year, the President John Dramani Mahama also Ojitum said the final decision of the country will always lies on him. And he won't be coward to say no. Onyintum na osha udem na udi boni a oni hobi. But Ojitum na mamuno said ye okodru Zambia na omo yo madwen senka omo wa besere yayi. But yeni na ye sorry together. We didn't see religion. We didn't see tribes. We didn't see political party. We saw Ghana. And we fought for the interest of Ghana together. I think we should do the same when it comes to politics, when it comes to nation building, when it comes to development. Everybody should hold himself accountable, just as the law also help us to be accountable. Obianye na famudie together as a country. And he believes say yeni na ye kabom na ye di eye ene di atia. Ghana na ye na ye pe no. Yensa beka.
During my recent trip to Zambia, we saw what a united Ghana can achieve on the global stage. A simple mislabeling of our culture could have reduced us to a punchline. Instead, we moved with speed and confidence. We corrected the record. We turned what was supposed to be ridicule into reach. We turned confusion into connection. We turned what could have been a negative social media trend into a handshake of friendship with our Zambian brothers and sisters. Mr. Speaker, for most people, that episode was just a fleeting social media frenzy. Yet it served a greater purpose. It showed a nation that understands its brand equity. It showed citizens aligned around a common identity. It showed a country that knows who we are and refuses to be defined by others. But let us be honest, unity in moments of cultural pride has proved easier than unity in moments of political disagreement. If we can mobilize that same collective resolve for our development agenda, we will see real progress. And that mobilization is possible because we are the descendants of a people who united against political subjugation. We resisted economic exploitation and we fought colonial oppression. Mr. Speaker, our pursuit of national development today demands that same unity of purpose. We must reject misrepresentation and distortion that detract from our collective progress. We must guard our development as firmly as we guard our cultural identity. We must act as one people with one purpose. Mr. Speaker, in public life, there is a simple maxim we're all very familiar with. And it says that the buck stops with the president. Mr. Speaker, I not only agree with this. Every day I hold office of president, I live by that statement that the buck stops with me. The ultimate responsibility for the direction of this nation rests with the office that I hold, and I'll never shirk that duty. But nation building is not merely a question of who provides the strategic direction and who bears the final responsibility. It is a long chain of efforts that carries intent into reality, from policy conception to laws enacted, to resources mobilized, to services delivered, to value created on farms, in workshops, in classrooms, in markets, and in enterprises across our land. Mr. Speaker, it is here that the strength of a people reveals itself. It is in the countless acts of competence, integrity, and industry by citizens of every calling whose work turns national purpose into lived reality. Mr. Speaker, while the bulk may stop with me, the work of nation building goes beyond that. Through the labor, enterprise, and civic spirit of millions of Ghanaians whose daily efforts give policy life. Mr. Speaker, I will continue to carry the weight of final accountability. And I ask in equal measure that our citizens bring their full measure of energy, skills, and patriotism to the common task of advancing our country. That is how nations are built. That is how economies grow. No policy can substitute for civic duty. No program can replace the quiet discipline with which millions of Ghanaians sustain their families, serve their communities, and carry this republic forward each day. Mr. Speaker, we are sometimes tempted to judge our nation only by our failures and our difficulties. But the country is not defined solely by its difficulties. It is defined by the choices its people make in response to those difficulties. Repeatedly through our history, Ghanaians have chosen steadiness over despair, cooperation over division, and purpose over cynicism. That is the deeper strength on which our future rests. We faced testing moments before, and we have overcome them. We've gone periods of economic strain, transitions that have demanded much from our citizens and our public servants alike. And Mr. Speaker, there's an African proverb that says, however long the night is, the dawn will break. Mr. Speaker, the dawn is breaking for Ghana. The moment we are in requires not only endurance but also action. It reminds us that renewal belongs to those who prepare for the morning while others still speak of and look back at the darkness. For Ghana today, that dawn is not a promise we must recite. It is a reality we must build into our institutions, into our economy, and in the ethics of responsibility we pass on to the next generation. So let us live each day mindful that the Republic is larger than any one political party, any office, any individual. This Republic belongs equally to the farmer, the trader, the teacher, the nurse, the artisan, the entrepreneur, the parliamentarian, and the young citizen, and the elderly retired personnel. Mr. Speaker, each of these people has a stake in our nation, and each one has a duty. Each has a claim on the future we're shaping together. Mr. Speaker, nations endure not because they are spared trial, but because their people refuse to surrender to trial. Ghana has been tested before. We did not surrender. We will not surrender now. And so with gratitude for how far we have come, and with the resolve for the work ahead, I say, Mr. Speaker, the state of our nation is resilient, the state of our nation is renewing, and our nation is firmly in the hands of its people. Our nation is on the brink of takeoff, and so, ladies and gentlemen, passengers, fasten your seatbelts. I thank you for your attention.
Indeed, the message is beautiful. Indeed, the message is powerful. Goosebumps. I will see a gourmet. He truly spoke from the heart. And this is what we want. I always say, Yeni na your part to play. Yeni na your part to play. I remember very well. One John Dramani Mahama, Eko PMU, US. Na see journalist be interview no. Or was it the fella? I said, are you corrupt, Mr. President? The answer was, as a president or as a person. Now, most Ghanaians laughed, say, aha, it means he's admitting he's corrupt. And I'm asking this question. The person who even asked him that question, he as a person, is he corrupt? Now, are we corrupt? Me am here. Soon say mega say me corrupt. Me corruption be other. Any possible. Who are me? Any possible. Sometimes you can occupy a position and not be corrupt. But as a person, you have been corrupt before. So the same way we want politicians to stop stealing. We want the police to stop taking bribes. We want the customs and the immigrations to stop taking bribes. The same way we want doctors to stop overcharging. The same way we want the technocrats to stop inflating budgets. So you see, at the end of the day, I got it across. So if you charge the president, and if you charge the ministers, if you charge the government appointees to be upright, to be morally upright, what about me and you? Are we exempted? If we want the politicians to take good care of themselves, don't we want the same thing for us? One person can't develop a country unless together. Are you ready to play your part? Are you ready to give your all? I remember this is the summary of what Nana Akufo-Addo said to us. Unfortunately, one lady has some one kind. That we should be citizens, not spectators. This message, a clear summary of that. We should all have Menko Abenyumeni or we could read Mamono. Or no call late 12 boy or lunch break or about 3 hours later. And more 5 no was happen. But Bosimi Dura or spectacular. Look at our churches. Instead of building factories, I'm for a church not all building prison. Meanwhile, lack of opportunities and amount for creating an aggressive opportunity at the moment, which end them in prison. Yet we live in a country. It may be a factory, no. Sorry, it be a prison. We always complain there's no work, there's no work. But when we get the work, we don't want to work, yet we want to get paid. A collective effort. An employer need to pay well. An employee need to work well. A go hand in hand. The government have to create a system that will make it easier, that will present more opportunities for the people in the country. And the people are supposed to respect the system. There we complain. Police protocol and military protocol and any weak security men. Yet a room as well, open protocol. Edru nyande so no wo do be protocol wo go ru bank teller no jump you e go hwe alaji bi no wadwa the last time I go pay another bank na teller ni mu no o jump you bia be ya mo no na wo sere together ana Ghana ho kire no together we can change that and no any messenger. And for the first time, Odifo awenye ni munyam ewo ni krom. Odifo awenye ni munyam ewo ni krom. For the first time in the history of Ghana, even the minority were quiet at this time. The minority who was heckling the president, who was making sure someone distracting him. When he started speaking about this, how powerful that message is. Even the minority shut up. They kept quiet. They paid attention. And they listened with dignity. Why anampa sempa? Why namega say for sempa kodo? Baby, yenina yepa sempa. But from today, as you have enjoyed the message, as you are saying it is powerful, go and live by the words. With unity, with togetherness, with accountability, with responsibility, we will all develop Ghana that we all want. The resetting Ghana agenda. John Dramani Mahama, Papa no, Bakasa. John is the hope. Mahama gives the hope. Ampa. Message no hefa ano kanya ayewde. Jane oboswa upe fatu comment section na say we no subscribe like na share maunia enye bi ehwe edinu eba kope Maxi Billian our naked truth Oldboga dress macro bye bye.